Look at these stark, rigid rows of server racks. This is the physical reality of modern global banking. It is an architecture of immense, energy-hungry data centers built to gatekeep financial opportunity behind locked doors. To process a single cross-border transaction, your data has to travel thousands of miles through vulnerable digital gateways, bottlenecking at these central hubs. This design relies on strict prerequisites, continuous high-speed internet, and institutional permissions that actively block developing regions from participating. Contrast those quiet, isolated server farms with this dense, hyperactive, crowded market. Here, massive human commerce operates entirely outside the formal financial infrastructure. The physical location of those centralized servers dictates who is permitted to participate in the global economy, leaving billions disconnected. The recent artificial intelligence boom promised a way in. Instead, tech companies delivered probabilistic chatbots. As this diagram shows, probabilistic logic works like a branching tree. It doesn't calculate truth, it merely guesses the most likely next word based on patterns in its training data, occasionally wandering down a red, hallucinated path. In global finance, a close enough guess is catastrophic. You cannot manage capital with software that might fabricate a number. Billions of people need financial access, but our current tools leave them trapped in exclusionary clouds or relying on AI models that cannot be trusted with actual wealth. Sigma BankAI resolves this by replacing the chatbot with a large reasoning model, or LRM. We call it a Thinkbot. Instead of guessing words, it operates on deterministic logic. This relies on absolute mathematical precision to guarantee repeatable, accurate outcomes every single time. Notice how this chain of thought differs. Here, linear mathematical logic gates lock into place sequentially. The LRM computes the truth and proves every step before acting. This absolute certainty is the strict baseline required to safely tokenize assets. Mathematically verifiable logic, rather than conversational fluency, forms the necessary foundation for digital trust. If we reject the cloud, we have to answer a difficult architectural question. Where exactly does this intensive large reasoning model live? The answer is edge intelligence. The massive reasoning power of the LRM has been compressed to fit directly onto the hardware people already own. This smartphone in the user's hand is no longer a screen connecting to a distant server. It is the focal point of processing power. Running the software locally eliminates the latency of data travel and bypasses costly cloud API fees. Crucially, your data never leaves the device, guaranteeing absolute privacy. It operates reliably at the point of need. Even offline, in regions where internet connectivity drops or fractures, the system continues to function. By decentralizing compute power to the edge, a basic disconnected smartphone transforms into a fully autonomous banking branch. With the architecture established on local devices, we can deploy high-precision asset tokenization entirely on-device. We can take tangible value, like these stacks of gold bars, and securely translate them into digital tokens, verified instantly by your local edge intelligence. These tokens are held in self-custodial digital wallets, meaning you maintain total control over your assets, removing any need for third-party institutional oversight. Individuals in developing nations now operate as independent economic nodes, igniting across the globe, completely detached from central hubs. The system no longer decides who gets access. Trust is distributed directly to the user. When intelligence physically moves to the edge, power follows. The unfair advantage of the future is a financial system that isn't hosted by institutions, but held by you.